be a part of the coaching search. Say, quote, I absolutely want to get the input of our leaders, including Kyler Murray. That is a quote of Michael Bidwell, the Arizona Cardinals owner. Shady, where you stand on that? Should Kyler Murray have input on the next head coach?
I mean, why? I thought it's for the franchise players, right? If somebody said, well, it probably never happened, but Andy Reid might be let go, knock on wood. Well, it never happened. I won't even say it. But Patrick Mahomes, you would think, okay, franchise guy, he's going to be there for 20 years. Talk to him. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott might leave. We're going to talk to him. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow, I go on and go on. I don't know if it's me, but do you look at him as like their franchise guy?
I try not to, personally.
Because I don't let their contract fool me. Because I learned this league, no matter what it is, if they want you going or if they want you, they'll find ways to work that money out where they'll get you going.
That is true.
Right? So I do think that if it doesn't work out and they get his input on whoever the coach may be, and it doesn't work out, they will slowly get him out of there. Where other guys I look as franchise guys, like the guys I talked about, you should ask for their input. Hey, Mahomes, what you thinking? How you feel about this move? Josh Allen, we're thinking about Joe Burrow. Them guys are franchise guys. I think if you just go around and ask, do you think that he's a franchise quarterback? You'll be surprised. People will say, absolutely not. So, yeah, I have a big problem with that.
I'm with you.
Especially when you tell my franchise guy for input, when I got to put in your contract, you got to watch a certain amount of the play or film study. Yep. You're the quarterback. Come on, man. That's a joke. I would never ask for his input.
Can I turn now?
Go ahead.
Joy, where do you stand? Should Kyler Murray get input on the next head coach?
I think he should. He's the quarterback. They're going to go as he goes. So if he doesn't like the guy or it's not going to work offensively with what he does or they don't have good communication and it gets weird when they meet, yeah, I think that's important. I don't think it should be the gospel, but whether he's earned it or should have input, shoulda, woulda, coulda, they paid him $160 million guaranteed. Mm-hmm. So for right now, he is the guy. Whether I think he's going to be there long term or whether I think he's in the breath of a Burrow or Allen or Mahomes or whatever, which I don't, doesn't matter because the money says he is. So this needs to work. Now, I don't think Kyler is exempt from the situation, and I don't think Kyler's word should be the gospel on the situation because I think Kyler, outside of the money, has a lot to prove in the NFL. Now, he's been paid, but you mess around, this might be the last time you get paid. True. Because to Shady's point, it's a lot of money, but after 2 years, they could start moving some things around. They could start wiggling some things around and find a way out of it. Now, this is also an organization that has no identity and no direction and just fired their head coach and took Josh Rosen as top 10 pick and moved on the year afterwards. So everybody here has something to prove. Kyler Murray's just the one that's been paid and has the guaranteed money, so he's going to be here. So I do think his input shouldn't matter, but I don't think it should be the gospel.
Ooh, I hear all of it. Where I am at is here. Y'all got to defund Kyler Murray. It's time to defund Kyler Murray. Now, I don't mean that in the sense of monetarily, as we all have come to know. Defund the police just meant reallocate the resources around to help more people out, right? Let's give social workers some more money. Let's give emergency responders some more money. All defunding the police meant was, hey, let's allocate resources in order to help enhance the product. Y'all got to allocate resources away from Kyler Murray.
Hello.
He don't need power on who the coach is going to be, along with the power of how much film he got to watch, along with the power of how much money he going to make, along with the power of when his receivers need to look for the ball. Kyler Murray has entirely too much power in Arizona. And what do they say about power? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts? Absolutely. You gave Kyler Murray power, he was corrupt. Then you decided to give him absolute power, and now the organization is absolutely corrupt. Absolutely. So when I think about the Cardinals allowing Kyler Murray to have input on the head coach, no, you can't do it. Because if he's gotten Kingsbury fired and he contributed to that, then you bring in another head coach. And if that head coach has to be fired as well, then Kyler got to be fired. I can't keep firing head coaches just to save this quarterback who hasn't proven to be sustained great. That's where I stand on it. Dave Hellman, where do you?
Have you ever tried to put toothpaste back in a tube? That's the analogy we always use, right? Have you?
No, I haven't.
It sounds hard to do. I've never done it because it seems pointless.
I've never tried it either.
The toothpaste is out. You use the toothpaste. Joy said it. That's where we are with this thing. They gave Kyler Murray $200 million. $200 million. I'm going to say it one more time. $200 million. We can argue all day about whether he deserved it, about whether he's a franchise quarterback. My opinion is no. I don't think they should have caved. I don't think he's proven that. But they did it. They did it. And now he is the most stable thing about your franchise, which is kind of terrifying when you consider that he tore his ACL in December. But that's where you are. He is your best shot for relevance, for success. At the very least, he should have some input in this thing. And yeah, like, I'm not saying he doesn't need to be sitting in the GM's office interviewing people. That would be a step too far. But you want your franchise quarterback. That's what he is, because the money says so, regardless of how good we think he is. Mm-hmm. What do you, especially now that Cliff is gone, what do you, and J.J. Watt retired, by the way, what do you think of when you think of the Arizona Cardinals? I know I think of Kyler Murray. It's probably the only thing I think about. I guess DeAndre Hopkins. That's about it.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to bring up two names, last names. Goff, Wentz. Both quarterbacks who got paid historical amounts of money at the time, not that long ago, $130 million for both of those quarterbacks. Carson Wentz was no longer there. Jared Goff was no longer there. They got new head coaches. Those coaches have proved to be more important than those players. Sean McVay took the Rams and won a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni has the Eagles as a 1 seed. Eagles are favorites out of the NFC along with the 49ers. How do you feel about Kyler Murray, knowing that we've seen quarterbacks get paid astronomical amounts of money and they got moved and coaches stayed or got in?
Here's another thing worth keeping in mind. Like, coaches don't count toward the salary cap. We just saw the Texans have burned through 2 coaches in 2 years. Right. We just saw Nathaniel Hackett go after 1 year. Cliff Kingsbury signed a huge extension. You realize the Cardinals are going to be paying Cliff until 2027? Yeah. How sad do you think he really is right now? Getting paid till 2027. They could hire this guy, try to make it work with Kyler, because that's their best chance of success. And in 2 years, when Kyler's guarantees are gone, they can trade him, cut him, whatever they want to do. 2 years is a long time in the NFL. And again, if you hire a coach that Kyler's on board with, that Kyler works well with, and it doesn't work out after 2 years, you can fire the coach and you can move Kyler Murray. Right now, you probably want Kyler Murray to be on board with the hire and be excited about it, because your best chance of being good is if your franchise quarterback is bought in that it's a good idea.
Joy, coming to you first, Shady, right after with the exact same question. Who is more important to the Cardinals' success, the future coach that they're going to hire or Kyler Murray?
I think it's both. And that's not a fun question, but if Kyler doesn't play well, then it doesn't matter how good the coach is. And the coach and Kyler, to today's point, can both be gone after 2 years. So they're not going to win if Kyler doesn't play well, but if Kyler doesn't buy into the coach, then the coach is not going to coach well. It is a relationship that has to work here. They have to both be on the same page. Like I said, I don't think Kyler is exempt from having to prove things or any kind of responsibility for what's happened. Also, for that matter, why I don't think Kyler should have the most input is Kyler might not even be back at the beginning of the season. We don't even know if he's going to be available at the beginning of the season. So this coach has to be able to coach up the rest of the team.
Bingo, bingo. But see, Joy, everything you're saying in 2-5, everything Joy is saying is why I think coach is most important. We don't know what Kyler going to be there. Outside of Lamar Jackson, who's missed the most games the last 2 years, Kyler's missed the second most at 9. I would love for my coach to get along with Kyler. I need my coach to run the other 52 guys on the roster.
And I'm going to say the coach also, because if you look at the Eagles, when we had Doug Peterson, when they had the change with Carson Wentz, Doug actually wanted to leave. It didn't work out. He wanted to leave. But he would have stayed, and then if it had stayed, right, you see the stuff the Eagles are doing now. And I think Sirianni's doing a great job, but Doug, we all think that he did an even better job. So, yeah, and then another thing is if he's not healthy enough, Kyler Murray, and he has, one more play, he plays later in this next year coming up, and then that next year is really the year to determine if he's going to stay or not with the guarantee, it's got to be your coach, because you don't want to keep changing coaches. You can't expect the franchise to be good when you keep changing your coach every other year. So, yeah, I think your coach is more important because Kyler Murray, we see him go up and down, right? We've seen his coach just get fired because of Kyler Murray. If he's not healthy and he's not playing well, you need that coach to carry that thing on for more than just 1 or 2 years. So, yeah, it's got to be the coach.
Coach, quarterback, who is more important? Well, that's a very interesting conversation that we will have about the Chicago Bears, because you will not believe what you're hearing that the Bears might do with their number 1 matchup Sunday night. Now, Cincy has had an impressive 12-4 regular season and are still the AFC defending champs. Joe Burrow was asked if there's a Super Bowl window with his current team. Y'all got to hear what he said. Take a listen.
Window's my whole career, and everybody that we have in that locker room, all the coaches we have. You know, things are going to change year to year, but our window's always open.
Window's always open. Joy Taylor, what you make of that?
I agree with him. I don't even know what's so controversial about it. if you are a franchise quarterback, and you're playing, the window's open. Now, I know when Joe says it, it sounds a little spicy.
Yeah, it does.
But it's the truth. Is the Super Bowl window open with Josh Allen
Yes.
and the Bills, with Patrick Mahomes
Yes.
and the Chiefs?
Yes.
If you have a franchise quarterback, your Super Bowl window is open.
A franchise quarterback who has been there and done that already. Yeah, I mean, this is coming from a guy who's already been to a Super Bowl and has the Bengals rolling again. And also, isn't this Joe Burrow's MO? I mean, I know that.